Okay, let's get her done. YouTube says I have to post every 60 days or my channel gets buried, so here we go. This is King Rat in beautiful Austin, Texas, where, well, here we have another angry meth head in the background. Anyway, as many of you should know, yeah, I'm outdoors. I'm on the streets thanks to my evil brother Rolf, which Rolf, they hate you. They really do. You really don't stand a chance in court against me. You might as well just give up, you know. And you're going to pay for this too, by the way, because if I have to, I'll bring in a doctor and others. I'll present my medical records to show that I'm real intolerant of man-made fragrances and stuff like that. Not tolerant of landlords and motels and stuff. I'm worst case PTSD and so on. But I need to start looking at the camera more. Taking a brief opportunity here while there's a little slowdown in the traffic. Here you go, there you go. Actually, I hope this comes out all right in the brightness. I think the primary thing that I'd really like to comment on is, especially this experience has taught me that, yeah, I'm tougher and better than almost all of you. That's a matter of recorded and globally published fact and stuff like that. I am, you know, was a world-class athlete, and still I'm having a lot of fun dealing with one particular group of people, which I can't name because of certain that actually have no concept of tactics or strategy, just none. They really don't get it. And geez, I noticed this thing right behind me right here. Gee, I wonder what that could be. Could that be my latest weapon? Which I should mention, at like 5 o'clock this morning, I had to bail out my friend Sean, who's the night manager here, and because he was being attacked by a shoplifter in the store, and I drove him out at knife point and stuff. Racist little fucking piece of shit. So I want to hit a point that I've made before many times, is that William Golding was right. That human beings without structure immediately kind of revert to their animalistic, criminal, homicidal selves. Take your ass home. I think you should be able to hear that, even though I'm using my proximity mic here. That should be screening it out. William Golding was right. Without structure and without law enforcement, but some of that law enforcement I'm enjoying now. Austin is about to decriminalize marijuana, and the whole state's going to follow. There's open drinking in public, which is fine with me. It's and stuff like that, as long as it's not in glass. I have no problem with that. And there's plenty that's not in glass. But in general, it's the main problem with all of Austin and pretty much of this country and a lot of this planet is that it's full of tweakers. ICE is just drowning this country. The phosphate form, the smokable form of meth and shit like that. And I'm surrounded by tweakers. Actually, about 25 days ago, they pretty much declared a truce on me and left me alone because they weren't winning. I've now survived over 100 knife fights, straight up winner every time. I ain't got a scratch on me and shit. But every day I risk my life here because I absolutely cannot stand motels and landlords, other than might be able to stay in a motel for a night or two. But also being around, without open air and stuff like that, I would be having some really severe respiratory problems. I have my reasons for, and Rolf, you're going to have to pay for that. $5,000 a night for me being here, me being inconvenienced and stuff. Simple as that. You keep telling everybody I call my sister a whore. No. The reason that you took me to the smaller courts, the lower courts where there are no lawyers, is because I started talking about you, Mr. Sissy Pants, Mr. Bedwetter, and stuff like that. You know, oh, I'm sorry. I could have done this on a better night, but I want to get it done right now. Trying to keep looking at the. So that's my primary point: is that most of humanity is absolute garbage. There are good people out there, but you really have to look. But there's one thing you should always look for. Like actually even here, I've only found one person that's a daily meth user that I actually will trust with property or other, or with, and or with, doing errands for me or something like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to keep this down to about 1 gig here. I'll try to wrap it up pretty soon. Meth is a horrible drug, and it's really. While I'm for the legalization of drugs, methamphetamines and other stimulants are similar, and cocaine, absolutely not. Under no circumstances. They're, without a doubt, methamphetamine was the primary cause of World War II. Anybody who hasn't come to that conclusion by now, and I'm creeping up on 68 years old, if you haven't done your work, especially YouTube did have a wealth of videos. You might be able to find them but they have a tendency to take down videos like that. I'm sorry. All this being all, we've had just blistering winds for about 9 weeks and stuff. But this is the way it's got to shake out, and this is the way it's got to play out. I do want to mention one thing before I go, other than the fact that most human beings, especially if you know that they do meth or cocaine, absolutely cannot be trusted. Just don't. That's rule number one. You're a fucking fool if you do. I do under very limited circumstances where it's only something that I can stand to lose, an amount of money or some property that I really am not attached to, or I can replace in a heartbeat. But I hope we get good enough lighting here. I'm going to have to go 8 minutes on this. Just want to remind you that I'm still here. I'm still alive. And I am, in a way, very glad to have a refresher course on just how fucking evil and useless most human beings are. There are very few, very, very few that are worth the toilet paper it takes to, Anyway, so now I sound like Bruno. So, well, I'll let you go. To give a little update to friends and stuff like that, it'll probably be a month to 6 weeks at the earliest before the trial over my property. Probably take me almost 7 or 8 weeks to get back into my home. So it's going to happen. Rolf, you've already lost. You really ain't got a chance. It ain't going to happen, and you ain't going to get no change of venue due to my disability. That ain't going to happen. You can't force me to go to someplace other than my home county unless it's here, which you're going to lose here like a bull, big time. You really can't get nowhere, Rolf. You're going nowhere, buddy. I hope you're ready to spend a bunch of money, because I'm coming after you. It won't be long. I'll see y'all soon.